me, Dana White, we're talking. I'm sitting there just chilling. And he goes, you know what? You're not the best pound for pound fighter in the world. He goes, you know who is? Conor McGregor. You know why? Because he'll fight anybody. And I was like, guy just got knocked out. What are you talking about? And I think he was trying to negotiate, trying to get me to go up and fight DJ. And I was like, oh, just pay me $1 million. But I respect the fact that he told me that in my face.
When I saw the picture with you kneeling in front of her in that pose, I was like, man, you guys have been together for
almost 20 years.
Yeah.
My wife.
Yeah.
My wife.
Yo, what's up? You know who it is? Israel Adesanya with who I think, honestly, should be put. And also, I found out recently you're not in the UFC Hall of Fame.
No, not yet.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, not yet, but yeah.
Not yet. Not. You better be. They better be. The GOAT, the greatest fighter of all time. When you talk about pound for pound, you know, everyone throws that word around, pound for pound, all the time. What I think pound for pound means is scale for scale, weight for weight, all that kind of stuff. Who is the most efficient, the best, and most dangerous fighter ever? And I would say it's this guy right here, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. And before the UFC even brought flyweights in, everyone, I'm sure you've probably had this before, people would kind of look, oh, because he's small, you know, oh, I got him, I'm 260, bro. That's whatever. But I think this guy is one of the most dangerous motherfuckers in history. And thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. And thanks for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I always want to give back. You've always been generous with your time coming on my show, and anything we ever need from you, you've always, you know, gave us love. So I think it's only right that, you know, I give you love. And I'm also like, out of my whole entire life, I didn't grow up watching football, basketball.
Neither.
I never had like somebody where it's like, come on, motherfucker, you better win, come on. You're probably the first person where it's like,
that meant a lot to me.
Yeah, like first person I was like, oh, he doesn't win. Izzy, you know he's fighting King Kong. I don't give a fuck. He gonna beat King Kong. So for me, it's always been a pleasure to, you know, help you any way I can, and you know, get to sit here and fanboy out.
I appreciate that. What did you think of his last fight?
I was heartbroken. It's a horrible day.
So I'll tell you, when last time I did the Mighty Cast, right? He was telling me, he was like, get up, Izzy, get up. And I saw the video as well. You were like, fuck. But I saw in your eyes.
Yeah.
It looked like you were like heartbroken or like, I'm not tearing up, but you were just like, fuck. God damn it. And then when he told me that in person, that's why I said it meant a lot to me because it was coming from him. And he was saying like you, and he mentioned like 3 other fighters, like you guys are the only ones that I feel like I get attached to when you guys win and lose.
Yeah.
And I felt that. So coming from him again, that's like big praise.
Yeah. Like when you fought DDP, I was watching that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what the fuck just happened? I just went from 0, like I was like, what the fuck? I was like, damn, man. And then the Nasruddin fight, I was.
But that, for me, that fight, you know, I'm not too attached to results.
Of course.
Like, in my career now, I've got to the point now where it's like, I've done a lot that the results don't really feel like they're gonna affect my legacy.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be this guy who, fucking hell, like I retire, come back, and then go on this crazy losing streak or anything like that. But I'm not attached to the results in the sense that they don't define me as a fighter.
Yeah.
But the last fight I had with Nasruddin, I felt like the camp was great. I think one of the best camps I've had as an adult. The way I ate, sleep, certain things, it just made sense, and it made me like level up. The fight was great, and when I was watching it back, I was like, man, the speed. I was just like, fuck the speed. I was so fast, honestly. Like, because remember in the bus, and David was like, no, watch it. I was like, no. I was, oh, fuck the speed. I just felt on. But again, I made a miscalculation, and I got reminded yesterday that it was the eye poke that kind of like started the whole thing off, but I don't regret it. If I had taken the time, maybe like, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, that would have been fine, but it's because I reset at the wrong range.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That's the game.
Yep.
It happens. And again, look, you're the greatest of all time. You've had a couple of losses.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter because no one remembers that. Now that you're removed from the game, all people remember is like the shit with the flying number, you know, the way you just ran the game and came in the UFC and just dominated. So, yeah, for me, I kind of feel like it leaves me it frees me in a way.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think for you, like, you're probably one of the most active athletes.
Was.
Yeah. But even as a champion though, as a champion, like, when you look back to like my era, like I was pretty active as a champion, and then you look at your era, you're one of those guys where you didn't it wasn't like you were trying to finagle or try to negotiate to make the most money. Like, oh, that fight doesn't make sense. Like, even when you went up to, 205 to fight, you're like, dude, I'm trying to make history, and you were so active.
Yeah.
And I think, I love one of your comments where people's like, oh, people say I'm washed, but they never been in a fucking laundry. Like,
I forgot about that.
It's true. Like, you're out there putting it on the line and you're trying, where a lot of people who get to a point in your career, they kind of protect themselves. Like, I want to protect what I got.
Because the money, they get the sponsorships, the recognition, all that kind of stuff. I've even seen it, like, shout out to Bisping. He's a great fighter, great champion. But when he had the belt, he beat Rockhold. And I saw he took like maybe 6 months before he fought, I think, Dan Henderson again.
Yep.
And I was just like, I get it. Because you got the belt. Even now with John Jones.
Yeah.
If he had retired after MSG.
It would have been perfect. I think it would have been perfect for him.
Same.
My opinion. Yeah.
But I agree. But then he doesn't have how many months now, or years, sorry.
Yeah, a year.
Of just sponsorships, business, and all that kind of stuff. And I get it's a business.
Yep.
It is what it is, but yeah, now we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're here.
I mean, yeah, I agree, but I respect that and appreciate that about you. But like, you know, even though you're not attached to the outcomes of your fights, because everybody's still gonna love you, you're still the same person, and you're still trying to get a fight, right? You're still trying to get a fight with someone who's dangerous.
Yeah.
And I think that just shows to your character of you being a true martial artist. So like, hey, you know, I fucked up. Miscalculation, which it is when it comes to mixed martial arts, the window of opportunity when you're playing with that.
So
all it takes is one shot, and then you're trying to get up.
Yeah.
I mean, shit happens. But for you, I think it's good for people to look at that and be inspired instead of trying to kick you when you're down.
Yeah.
I was like, it's going to happen. It's happened to me. It's happened to you. It's happened to Fedor Emelianenko. It's happened to the greats of the sport. You know, maybe you can say about one person, Habib, but he also got out.
Yeah.
You know, super young too, relatively to us.
He could probably still come back now
if he wanted to.
Fight. I'm not even sure why. I think it's because of his passing of his father.
Passing of his father, and then I also think when you've done so much when you're young.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize how much he accomplished before he even got into the UFC, and all those days.
He was a baby.
Yeah, baby, and I'll never forget. Like he said, it's like being in prison.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was like, it's like being in prison. It's like you wake up, do the same thing every single day, and he goes, to be great, it takes sacrifices, it takes this. And I think at some point in time, he was like, you know, after the passing of his father, he was like, you know, I've sacrificed enough. Now I'm gonna get back and kind of do what my father did. That's my perspective of when I look at him now in his career, what he's doing with, you know, Eagle, with Islam, Umar, and all those guys.
But like maybe even burnt out, because he started, like I said, when he was a baby. So because I started fighting around 18, 19. So I don't feel like I'm burnt out. I'm now at the end of my career.
Yeah.
When did you start fighting?
I started fighting when I was 18, 19.
18, yeah,
yep.
Same.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I'm burnt out. I still feel like, you know what? If I started that young, maybe.
Fuck yeah, I would be burnt out.
You know what? I'm done with this shit. I want to do something else.
Yeah. And the fact that he has children, you know, like even for me, like me and my wife were talking and like being here, I'm still young. I'm still young. I'm healthy.
Young. Trust.
And I can still do it, but there comes a point in time where you're like, man, it's just so much nicer just to be able to wake up, hang out with the kids. My son's about to start playing football. I could be at the games. I'm not worried about my career when I could put forth effort into their career now. Yeah. And that's something I'm looking forward to now, where I feel like for you, you're still young. You don't have a wife. You have no children.
Not that I know of.
That you know of.
China was wild. Oh, I'm saying.
3 years later, oh, it's baby. It's baby.
Some Blasian kids would pull up and be like.
I mean, DJ was asking about. I was telling him every 18 months or so, the whole Charlotte thing comes out. That there's a new twist added to it.
Yeah, let's get to the bottom of this, right? Let's get to the bottom because you know, like I said, you read stuff on you read stuff online and. Tell me what's going on with that. Right now, I'm like, good for Izzy. He'll get some money from that woman.
Nah, for me, it's just, look, I'll say this. I don't like talking about it and I just ignore it, because if I say something, it gives it life.
Okay, you know, you gotta talk about it then.
No, but I'll say this.
Okay.
Bro, I respect you. And the fact that you ask, I respect that. But, because she never asked for fame.
Yeah.
No one ever did. And I prepared for this life.
Yeah.
I was ready for this life. I try to let her know, like, you don't want to be in the spotlight because I prepared for this. But then things happen, not together, and now this has happened. But that's just fake news. It's slow news day.
Okay.
So whatever reason, they started comparing me to this other guy, the football player.
Yes, who put all his money in his mom's name, and then she divorced him.
I don't even know where that
you owe me
came
money.
from. Yeah, exactly. I don't know where that came from. It's just a slow news day. People just went with it. But when I saw it, I think now it came again
just
last
recently.
week. Yeah, and I'm just like, I thought this was done.
Who's adding all these new twists?
I don't know. Fucking M. Night Shyamalan. That's why it's just like, well, I just think, you know what, just leave it. And again, it's not even about me, it's about them. I just want them to just leave them alone.
Yeah, of course.
People leave them alone because let them live their life.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about me and then their family as well.
Of course.
My last girlfriend was the best breakup I ever had as well.
Gotcha.
If you're gonna break up with well, not anymore. But if I'll say, young man, if you're ever gonna break up with a girl, take her on holiday. So I took her to Tahiti. And then it was smooth the way we kind of just ended it because she's mature. She understood the business. She understood what I was doing. And I felt like it helped me become even a better athlete afterwards because I felt myself like I always had like a little bit of space in between, like a relationship for a while, like years. And then after that, 5 months of singleness and then hop into another one. And I find myself in that. So I was like, you know what, Israel, I just want to be single. So now the last, 3.5, 4 years, I've just been alone.
Wow. And
I've enjoyed it. But the track record of doing that, I was like, you know what, I've never really flexed this fucking fame thing properly.
So now you out here flexing. Look at this, I'm good to go. I'm single as shit, all right. Look at this suit. Got the blue, I'm in the Hall of Fame now. Shit just went from here to here.
So I was like, you know what, let me like test it properly and just be by myself. Because I feel like if I keep looking for, also one thing, I think one time I told you, when I saw the picture with you, kneeling in front of her in that pose, I was like, man, that's a fucking, you should frame that and just put that somewhere because you guys have been together for
almost 20 years.
Yeah.
My what? 20 years.
Yeah. It was that night. So when I saw that photo, I was like, that's a dope photo because you're in like a pose, like a night, and she's just there. So I was like, when I see those moments, I'm like, man, that's dope. It's always like, what was the one with Rick Ross and Drake? She ain't with me shooting in the gym.
Yeah, I already talked about that.
She was shooting in the gym.
Yeah.
So I wish I had that, but that ship sailed.
Yeah.
A long time ago. So I just focus on myself now because I know if I do that, the right people already they pull up in my life. The right people with business, friendships, and the right relationship will come. But if I go looking, then you'll find the wrong thing.
Of course. Well, me and my wife always sit there and we talk about that. Like, man, how does somebody like Izzy with all the fame, with all the wealth that you've been able to amass over your whole entire career, now when you go into a relationship, they know what they're getting.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They know what they're getting. So it's kind of like,
I'm honest.
How do you find somebody who's like, you know what? I got more fucking money than you.
Yeah.
So it's a very unique position that you're in. And me and my wife always sit there and think about like, man, what's it like for somebody who has all that fame and wealth? How do they find their person, their love?
Nah, I'll tell you, I don't lie to women anymore.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why.
What do you tell them?
The truth.
What's the truth?
I'm not emotionally available.
Oh, there you go.
Nah, but like for me, we never get taught as men how to, I guess, or maybe we never got taught, but like everyone kind of like just has this thing when you're trying to court a woman or woo a woman, where you have this facade or whatever, and then eventually, over time, things happen. But then now I just realized, I feel like a bitch when I lie. I feel like a bitch if I'm not saying the truth. So I just tell them what it is. Yep. If it hurts them, if it hurts me, if it ends it, as long as I say what it is, then they know what they're getting into.
Gotcha.
So then there's no victims, there's only volunteers.
Gotcha.
So then it's like,
I volunteer for the slaughter tonight.
The slaughter. The slaughter.
What was it like for you though, DJ? I mean, you've been with your wife 20 years, but as you started your career and you became more and more famous and you're on TV and...
I think for me, I was always growing up with in my household, I see my mom, be abused or whatnot. And so for me, I see her always be single my whole entire career. And I was always, my father wasn't around till later in my life, till I turned 30. So for me, I was never that type of person to like jump from woman to woman to woman, right? Like I've only, been with 3 women my whole entire life, which, for me, it's just who I am as a person. So when I got with her, I had somebody else that I was dating at the time. I wanted to, I was like, hey, you know what? I really like you. Like, I truly, truly like you, but I can't pursue this fully until I close the door with this one. Went back with this fucking bitch.
I respect. Like, black men don't cheat. I respect that, man.
Yeah. So I closed things off with her, realized she wasn't the one. I came back to her, and even when I said, hey, let me go figure this out. She told me, she goes, you made the biggest mistake in your life.
Damn.
And I was like, I was like, see what happened? She let me hit from behind the first time, right? And I was like, I never done that before. And so
I'm trying to see what that'd be like. I'm trying to see what that'd be like.
So I go back, I break it off with this chick, and I go back to Destiny and I say, hey, you know, like, I know I made a mistake. You let me know when you're ready. And then she goes, okay, I'll let you know when I'm ready. And she was doing her own thing.
All right.
And then eventually she called me and we got back together. We've been together ever since then. And so even when I was going through my career, I've never been pursued by other women because I was pretty much, straightforward. I was like, I'm married. I'm happily married. And for me, it's always funny because I always tell people, like, you could be beautiful, whatever it is, but you will never amount to what my wife's been able to give me, which is 3 beautiful children. And I'm like, I don't care if I just don't, it doesn't, she always tells me, she goes, what's your type? I was like,
I ain't got no type.
I ain't got no type. I was like, so she's like, I can't tell if you look at this woman, do you find her attractive? I'm like, she could be attractive, but she's not you. Like, it's just so, for me, it's always been easy because, like, I'm happily married and, we built this empire together and we're continuing to build it. So, cinema. Oh.
I mean that, honestly, that picture, do you know the picture I'm talking about? Frame that.
Yeah.
Because when I do you remember I messaged you about that?
Yeah.
I was like, man, because I saw that, I was like, that is fucking just godly.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're submitting yourself as a warrior, as a king to your queen, and just saying thank you for what you've done, holding the boat while I do this thing for the family, for the empire. And it's just like, bro, I get chills thinking about it, man. I'm telling you, like those, because I'm a softie. I'm a Cancer, Leo.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking. I say I'm soft and I'm hard, so I'm a sucker for love.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah.
But when I see it from other people, I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
And like, D with Conor, who else? There's a few other people as well. Like, I just love the fact that they were with them from the jump, and it helped them build, like you said, the empire.
The empire, yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, I'm truly blessed, and I'm grateful I was able to find mine, and I hope one day you could find yours because
Amen.
you're still young, and like you're still.
I am.
You're still building stuff, and it's not always about the fight career. You also have your investments and all those stuff, and I'm sure once you're done fighting, you're gonna help the area where you live in New Zealand. So you'll find your person.
She'll pull up.
Yeah. What's your relationship like with the UFC nowadays?
I mean, according to Michael,
it's the little cute.
I mean, according to Michael, they're pretty mad at me right now.
Michael, because
Michael wants over. For me, I like to be in the shadows, meaning that, like, when you go to the, when you go to an event, it's Izzy, man, you picture left and right, all of that stuff. And for me, I'm kind of shy because I don't need to be told I'm the man. Like, it's a very
you're the man.
Yeah, I guess.
But also, you don't need that validation.
Yeah, and I know when you go to events, you're gonna get that, especially in your hometown. So the UFC was coming to Seattle, and they wanted me to go, and so they asked Michael. They're like, Michael, do you think Demetrious will come to the event? I was like, nah, I'm good. That's when Henry and Henry fought. That's where he got impregnated in the eyes by Sonya Dung. Yeah.
Impregnated.
I was the one that, like, in fairness, I started the dialogue. So
he started the dialogue.
Yeah, I did reach out like, hey, Seattle, you guys should maybe invite DJ.
Yeah.
And they invited him, but I made a mistake of doing it.
Yeah, so he started the dialogue, and then they followed up, and I said no. I said
so
no.
So you should ask them first. So they're like, why'd you make?
But for me, it's like I have no. There's a lot of stuff going on with the UFC, and a lot of people have different viewpoints on them. But at the end of the day, I am always grateful for my time in the UFC because without them giving me the platform and then buying WEC, who knows where my career would be today, right? Like, so I'm always grateful. Have nothing against Dana White, nothing against Hunter Campbell. They gave me the opportunity to leave out of my contract to go pursue one championship, right? So I'll always be grateful for them. But other than that, I mean,
they're a little bit upset at you because you turned down the invitation.
I would assume so.
Upset at me.
Upset him. So we good then. We on good terms,
So what was the last event that you were at live?
Oh my goodness.
Because even last time when I was here, we did the Mighty Cast. I was like, you come to the fights, and you're like, So then I was like, how come it doesn't go? But you live in Vegas. I was thinking like, maybe there's a little bit of turbulence.
No, I'm sure if I ask, sure.
No, they'll let you, they don't even have to ask. If you just pull up, they'll just be like, oh yeah.
I think there'll be a time when I would want to go again, but right now it's just something I don't want. I don't feel a need to go.
Okay, what about like any fight? What fight would make you feel like I need to see that live?
Oh God, I don't know.
This weekend's fucking crazy, bro.
It's crazy. But once again, it just like, when
I watch on TV.
One of the things my wife does is like we'll go shopping and she'll look at something, a piece of clothing, and then she'll like, oh, I really want this. Let me see if I really want this, and she'll leave. And then if she thinks about it and dreams about it, she goes, I'll come back and get it. That doesn't mean she truly wants it. So for me, there hasn't been an event yet where it's like, fuck, I'm missing out, right?
What was the last event? How many years ago?
Fuck, I can't remember.
What?
For UFC?
UFC.
I think like 2017, maybe 2016.
What?
Yeah.
10 years ago almost.
Yeah, almost 10 years ago. Wow. But, I go to one championship and like I see that, I see Muay Thai, I see kickboxing, I see grappling. Yeah. But as far as a UFC event, I haven't felt like, I gotta be there, I gotta watch it, right? Because I feel when you go there, you're not getting the same where, like if I want to see Izzy, I'll get more out of like, I'd rather pay for a plane ticket to go train with him and have him kick me try to grapple him. I'd rather do that than sit down and I'm watching greatness do it. That makes sense. That's where I'm at right now.
So you enjoy like a one UFC event than a UFC event because it's more diverse?
More diverse, but I feel, I just haven't had that itch to go to a UFC event, right? Well, when I go to one championship events, they're pretty good because you're getting a flow of different emotions from watching fucking like, and for me, being the age I am, I'm like, CTE, concussion, oh God, like it's hard for me. So I enjoy watching it and making content around it than trying to be there in the action. So
they'd love to have you though. I think the game, even just you being in the crowd, it would blow people's minds.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. So, there he is to be trying to. Huh? Maybe it's next fight. Yeah, maybe next fight, depending on where it's at. Like I said, I got to get myself. I have to build myself up to it. Like when I go, because it's not like
Is it like the social battery?
Oh. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Just going to the bathroom's not easy.
Oh yeah, of course.
Everything is just
Yeah, and you sit down
constantly.
You can't just sit and watch it.
Yeah.
And be a fan. Exactly. And it's nothing against the people or the fans or the other athletes. It's just we're all human beings. And for me, it's like if I'm gonna come to a show, I want to sit down and enjoy it, be able to have a conversation with my wife, not being interrupted having a conversation with my wife.
Isn't it crazy how people just for whatever reason, oh my God, no manners.
Yeah.
Like I will be talking like this, and someone will just like, I'm like, yo, I'm having a conversation.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, oh, and then stand there and look, and I was like,
yeah. And the hardest thing for me is like I tell her, and I was like, I'm not taking pictures with anybody when I'm with the kids. I don't do it.
Let me have kids and you try and come up on me. I swear.
We're gonna be like, you're gonna calm down. He's like, go calm down.
Bro, no, cause me, okay, if I'm on a date, right, what I like to do is like, if someone comes up, even at dinner, bro, they pull up to the table and I'll be like, I'm on her time right now.
Yep.
And I'll say, you have to ask her.
Yep.
But I've already told her beforehand.
Say no.
Say no.
Yeah.
Unless if it's like, if they're cool, time and place, if they're respectful, I'm on her time right now. You have to ask her.
Yeah.
But people, for whatever reason, I just think individually, sometimes people are smart, but when it comes to a mob, they just think, mine. Can I get
mine? Yeah.
And then it's just like, because if I do one,
it's all you open the gates.
Exactly.
Yep. You open the floodgates.
And I was like, those guys are looking at me already. They're looking at me, and I got to do fucking a meet and greet.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to chill.
Yep.
You know?
And that's the hardest thing. And I tell her all the time that she can tell, like, we came here and I was already on fucking one. Like, you got a bodyguard, so I'm always peaceful. Yeah. I was already on one. And I was like, yep, come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. And then she sits there and waits. And then sometimes it's almost like Ricky Bobby. You start signing and shit, and then you get done. I was like, where the fuck's my wife at? Like, I'm looking around, I was like, oh, there you are. And I get with her. But my rule is like, I don't take pictures when I'm with my kids.
I respect that.
And then when I'm with her, she'll let me know. She goes, hey, we're on a business trip. Say hello to your fans. Say hi and all that stuff. But then when I'm with family, and then like let's say all of us are eating dinner, right? Yeah. And someone goes, oh man, let's get a picture. I'm like, hey man, I'm with family right now, so I'm gonna have to. I was like, if you see me go to the bathroom, take a piss, and on my way back, you catch me, I got you. But right now, we're having a family setting. I'm not gonna take any pictures. And for me, you know, it's funny because like I saw Bilal Muhammad at the gym the other day and we're working out and I didn't ask him for a picture. I was like, hey man, hey man, let's get a picture because I respect you, you're a human being, enjoy your workout. He was working out one of his buddies. I was like, I don't need a picture. Like we had a conversation. We had a moment, that's all I need. Yeah. And he might feel a different way. I have no idea. He might like, oh, I'm not good enough to ask for a picture. I was like, nah, that like, not that he said that, but in my mind I had to, you know, think about it. So, but yeah, man.
That's respectful because you know what it's like.
I know what it's like.
Being from that side.
Absolutely. Like I remember when I saw Dwayne Johnson.
Bro, my sister did the same thing at the Hall of Fame. She was like, she's like, oh, can you ask The Rock for a picture? And I was just like, time and place. And then later on, she tells me like, no, thank you. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, nah, because you're right. At that moment, if I started, then there's all these other people that. He'll say yes to me just to get her a picture.
Of course.
And it's gonna be there. So she was like, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And again, it's just the learning curve.
Exactly. And there's, like you said, there's a time and place for it. Yeah, you get the right time and place and you can ask for it and engage in a conversation. Yeah. But when somebody's trying to do their thing and they're moving through the crowd, it's like, you know what, let him be. Let him have that moment to get to a place. And you know, when me and my wife went to Paris, it was amazing because we're just walking in the middle of the streets, shopping, nobody's bothering us. And I took a deep breath and I was like,
that's nice.
This is nice. I was like, you can go and you're shopping and it's like, Kim Kardashian could do this, but I'm not on the level of her or the level of you and stuff like that. So it's no, I'm grateful.
I still try to do it, but bro, I roll up in Auckland myself. I roll up by myself a lot of times just because it's me. Sometimes if I'm going to a big event, I'll have Paulie with me just to shadow me because it's not really about me. It's more about people. Yeah, there's idiots everywhere.
Of course. But I also feel that you never moved away from what you grew up in. Yeah. Right, and I think that people like. Idolize you, right? It's like, that's easy. Leave Izzy alone. Let Izzy do his thing and all that stuff.
Sometimes. In New Zealand, it's a little bit chill. But America's crazy.
Oh, fuck yeah. We crazy out here. I apologize. We crazy.
No, I love it. But for me, even in New Zealand now with the phones, everyone thinks they're TMZ. So you have people, bro, you ever have these ones when I'm chilling, I don't even mind, but this other day, I was on a date actually, and then I saw this lady. I even took a photo of her as well. I saw her just like do this, and then she looked on the screen, but then I just see it, I go, and she's like,
oh, okay.
And then, so when they see you look on the camera, I'm like, but it's whatever. I was just like, have your moment. Yeah. And I took one of hers was to be like, you know what, let's see how you like it.
Yeah, I got you too, bitch.
Yeah.
Got you, bitch.
What do you guys think of the state of the sport in the UFC at the moment?
I don't think it's a sport.
Ooh, hot take.
Oh, all right, hot take. Yeah. Right, why is it not a sport?
Okay, so when you look at, all right.
Damn.
It was ready with that. He was like,
because it's a very hot topic, right? Like when I'm in the position, when I was in the game, fighting, I win my title fights, go back home, train, get ready for the next one, fight the next number one contender. If that was deemed, then I'm one contender. But when you truly look at the rankings, who dictates the rankings? Who is the number one contender, right? Like me, Michael, at the time, we're gonna date this podcast, but when you look at it, like right now, as we're speaking, Ilia Topuria is ranked, what is it, number 1 at featherweight. Number 3.
Poirier.
No, Ilia
Topuria, okay.
Ilia Topuria is ranked number 3rd at lightweight. As of right now,
he's never fought lightweight.
He's featherweight. I apologize.
Yeah.
Featherweight. And then I think number 1 is Max Holloway. And it's like Mobzar, he's 19-0. He's ranked number 4. How does a guy who's unfucking-defeated in his whole entire career, he's won every single fight in the UFC, and he's not ranked number 1? Yeah. How does that not make sense?
Do you mean who dictates the rankings?
Who dictates the rankings?
I asked that at a post-fight press conference one time. Excuse me. And I think either John Morgan or someone gave me an answer, but I couldn't remember what it was. But I was like, that's why I never gave a fuck about the pound-for-pound rankings.
Yeah.
It's the media, isn't it?
Yeah. No,
I don't know.
I've always been like the pound-for-pound say, hey, Timbo. The pound-for-pound rankings, I was like, it's who decides that? Yeah,
and then it's almost like this. How let's even dig further. How does a guy from a totally different organization, Kai Osterkar, come over here and gets an immediate title shot?
Yeah.
How does that even work? What sporting event? Granted, that's what makes me feel like it's not a true sport, right? It's like if you have, granted, we're trying to compare apples to apples, but this is the only way we can try to do it, I guess. Yeah. You look at sprinters racing. If we all fucking line up. And I run, and you run, and your brother runs, everybody runs, even Destiny runs. He comes in first, you're third, I'm second. We have a clear cut who's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's the rankings.
Yeah.
And then let's say we race again, and I beat number one. That puts me at number one. But
There's a system.
There's a system that's put in place.
So in the UFC, I get what you mean, because look.
And here's another one. How does somebody who came off a loss, like let's look at Stipe versus John, how does somebody, if we have the stuff that's in place, like the reason why we have an interim champion is because when he comes back, he's gonna fight. It's like, you're not even abiding by your own fucking rules that you laid in place, but this is gonna sell more people. It's like, is this a sport or is it a reality show where you're trying
to... They're the monopoly. The UFC is the head honcho, so they can make anything happen like that. So I see what you mean. Because even the thing about interim championships, I said this about Carlos Condit, about Dustin Poirier. I'm like, they're still champions. People always, how many title defenses do I have officially?
I think 8.
5. You have 8 title fight wins, 5 defensive.
I say 6, and people are like,
oh yeah, 6, yeah.
Robert Whittaker. When I fought him, look, if the interim champion, if he had beat me, that's a defense for him.
Because he was a champion.
I am a champion too in the interim. So when I beat him, that should count as a defense for me and a unification. And people are like, oh no, that's just how it is. I'm like, well, that you can make it, that's not how it is, because it's common sense. You need the interim championship to mean something. If not, then what the fuck is the point?
And like I said, like that's where, like I said, when I start to peel back and I start baking this cake and I'm looking at the sport at different eyes, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, if you're number one at middleweight, and then let's say Nasruddin, when he beats you, you guys should switch spots. What's Nasruddin ranked right now compared to you?
I don't
think 3 or something.
3. So he
I don't know what I'm ranked. Bro, I'm so far removed.
4, So when you start looking at it and that, damn man, how many people you got? How big is this motherfucking house? I see people coming out of it.
Everywhere.
Homeboy was like, man, last night was fucking rough.
That's all I was trying to find. David. I was like, oh yeah, there
Where are you, David? So that's my piece on, like, it's not a sport, meaning that, like, there's no actual structure of what the fuck is going on. And which is fine. Like, I'd rather UFC come out and, you know, one championship PFL, I'd rather come out and go, hey guys, this is not a sport. This is combat entertainment.
I want to say, okay, it's a sport, but
I think in our viewpoint, it's a sport.
It's a sport,
Because we're training hard, we're getting ready to fight.
You're looking from the business side.
The business side and the fan side, it's not, because it's like, hey, why is Imavov not getting a title shot? Explain to me why he's not number one. Why is he not the next person?
Why did Tom Aspinall not
fight John Jones?
They were trying to bring the UFC under the Ali Act, which would have made it like, you know, with like boxing with the commission, proper rankings, taking it out of Dana's hands.
It didn't.
It's been multiple years, 5+ years.
Yeah, and right now I think it's like maybe 100 signatures. They're trying to get to 1,000.
Oh, wow.
But it's like I said, when I look at it at that standpoint, that's where I'm like, it's not a sport, because there's reasons why. What's the whole big deal? You want to strive to be the best in the world, be number one. So I get that shot.
And they are.
How do I earn this shot to get a title shot? I'm not popular enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not this.
There's always that aspect. It's who sells.
Who sells?
The guy who talks a lot more shit, like, was fucking Kobe. Oh, actually, Kobe worked though. Kobe did earn his spot at the time. I'll give him that. But then him talking as well got him over certain people.
And you look at Arman Shurikin. He's undefeated. But no, actually, he's lost once to Islam. But he's an number one contender, and he's not getting the opportunity to actually fight. It's just very unique when I look at it as a sporting viewpoint, where it's like, this person should have got the opportunity because he's on. Yes, Michael.
Do you think the winner of Ilya versus Charles is the best lightweight in the world? That's why I'm gonna.
What do you think?
Repeat what
okay.
I
So whoever wins this weekend is the best lightweight in the world. I will say currently no, because Islam still exists. Even though he's moved up to welterweight, supposedly, that's still a thing. But we have to see. Time. We need time. But right now, we don't have that because we have this fight coming up this weekend. So whoever wins, I would say, will be the second best because of Islam, just because he's just being so dominant.
And then let's say you have Charles and Ilya, they fight, who gets the next shot? Right? It should be Arman, that should be this weekend. Max.
Is he going up to lightweight?
But he's about lightweight, right? So
is he moving up?
But
let's try this soon. Yeah, that's happening soon.
Let's break down why this isn't a sport now. Max Holloway should get the next title shot if the winner of Charles versus Ilya. That makes no fucking sense in a sporting atmosphere.
He's biased.
No, I know.
He's biased.
How? I'll tell you why. Because Max hasn't done anything. He hasn't fought. How many times did he fight a lightweight?
Once.
He just beat.
I don't give a fuck who he's beat.
He just face planted Gaethje.
Who?
18 months ago, Gaethje's ranked number 5.
Oh, okay, and then what about Arman Sarukian? So you're saying he deserves a shot over?
Oh, you're talking about if it's like fair.
We're talking about sporting
If it's
event.
a sport.
If it's a sport.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's a manager.
No. But no.
In reality, if Max beats Dustin, and those win, of course they're going to put Max in the top of Arman.
Why?
Like sporting fair, but I'm talking about.
But why would you put Max? I love Max. Me and Max, we're cool.
Because it sells.
But I don't want to fuck what sells. Yeah. But why would you dictate just because he beats Justin Gaethje? I'm talking on like legitimacy of like I don't care what sells. I want the best fighter to fight for the belt.
The best fighter.
Right? I'm not saying Max isn't the best. Yeah. Right? He just knocked out Justin Gaethje. No, who did he just beat? He just beat somebody.
They lost to Ilya featherweight.
Okay, he just lost.
Yeah.
So he's coming to fight Dustin Poirier, right?
Rematch.
So if he beats Dustin Poirier, I don't think that deems a title shot.
Ahead of Arman.
Ahead of Arman.
Yeah, in a perfectly like sporting fair world.
Yeah.
But that's about. I missed the start of the conversation.
No. But it's good that you missed the start of the conversation because you just answered you just validated what I said.
That's what would happen.
That's what would happen, but it shouldn't happen that way. Arman is.
I'm fine with the person.
Yeah.
Oh, of course you are. And
he's
you
a
know,
great manager.
when you look at the aspect of it, right? So you have to remove yourself because me and Michael, we sit here and we're going through all the stuff. And even Michael, at one point in time, I viewed it as a sport, right? But then when I start to hear people talk from different viewpoints, a different lens. And Michael like, how the fuck's this guy getting a title shot? He goes, I'm so sick of this shit. Like, the rankings mean nothing. And I'm like, oh, Michael, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Then I sit down, I'm like, you know what? Maybe Michael has a point. And then I hear somebody else talk about it. He goes, dude, like, they can dictate whatever they want to do. And I'm like, and then they go, let me ask you a question. Can an other sport event dictate that? A true sport? And I'm like, no, they can't. And they're like, exactly. So that's why it's not a sport. And I'm like, shit.
But boxing is kind of the same.
Exactly.
A little bit because boxing for so long, like even that we have Canelo versus Terence Crawford.
Yep.
That would never happen. Shout out to Turkey because somehow he came in and just went, dick.
Yeah.
Go, make happen.
Yeah.
Did you see, who showed you the purses for Usyk versus...
Oh, Joe Rogan. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Joe was backstage yesterday, was like, oh, you know numbers of Dubois versus Usyk? I was like, what, the number? I thought you meant views. He goes, no, hang on. And then just boom, and then showed me the numbers. And I was like, 160-something million for Usyk and 71 million for Dubois.
Yeah.
Where's this money coming from?
Blood money.
Turkey, from Saudi. But then me and Alex Volkanovski immediately go, Dana.
Yeah. And that's I'm so happy like athletes are, because we should be getting money like that, right? We should but then again, if I got one paycheck at the beginning of my career for 160 million, I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. You're not gonna,
There's levels.
Yeah, you're not gonna have that same star. I gotta make it. I gotta keep doing it.
I'll say this: if I was ever gonna change, I would have changed years ago. I keep the same energy. I've matured, but again, it's just like what's his name, Conor. He's a prime example. I felt like. And I love Conor.
Oh yeah, me too.
I love Conor, but even me and Sean were talking about it on the last episode I did with him. I was like, yeah, he's gonna come back. He's on the way. He's coming back. And I sent him a video at dinner as well. I was like, hey, there's two guys who love you, want to see you come back. And he replied as well. But
what did he say?
His reply just liked it, but
he's like this. I ain't coming back, buddy.
But like it's like when you remove the fandom, then you're like. Once after the Floyd fight, you make that kind of money. Yes. The hunger. Because I've always been like, bro, silk sheets, I understand. Trust me, I've been there. And I had to drag myself out and come back and get hungry. Yeah. But when you get to a certain point, you make like 50 million, 100 million.
Dude,
then I can understand that because I always thought like, nah, I'll still fight. But I'm like, you've never seen it though.
Exactly.
So you see it, then you just like.
That's what I was like.
Fighting shit's bullshit, bro. I ain't trying to.
Even if he took, so let's say he made 50 million, right? You take half that, so he has 25 million. If he takes 10 million and throws that in an investment, that's going to pay him 10% each year.
For life.
That's like fucking. He ain't got to do nothing, right? There's no. But when you're like, you know, when I had my first fight, 3 to show, I mean, just like we talked about this, you have that incentive, like, no, I want to keep on fighting, I want to keep on winning. So that's why I think you have that, like, that pay discrepancy where it's like, oh, you know, we want you to keep coming back, keep coming back.
Is that really true, what you said about your accountant telling you that you've got enough?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so.
You want enough, in what way?
In a way where I can live comfortably. Right, so I've always put my money away since the very beginning of my career. Granted, I've never got to a point where I was making, you know, pay-per-view numbers, right? And so
should have.
Yeah, I wish. No. But then it came to a point in time where I went to my CPA and I was like, hey, you know, I have a question. Like, you know, if I want to retire, and she goes, Demetrious, you can retire now if you really wanted to. Like, you don't truly have to fight. Like, you have enough saved. Like, I'm still working, I'm still making more money. But if I truly was like, okay, I'm not gonna work for the rest of my life, I couldn't, you know, still maintain the same lifestyle I am now, but I'm not the type of person who's just gonna stop like creating content and working, right? I'm not stressing, I don't need to fight.
Yeah.
That's
the way, I don't need
to fight, right? So.
Talk to George about that.
Yeah,
bro, he's like, I love George because he's like, my fairy godfather in the game. It's like whenever I need him randomly, he'll just pull up. Like last time was in Austin, last year. He just pulled up, and then suddenly we start talking, and he gives me just gems. Yeah. Without even me, just gems. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like, I fucking love that guy. Yeah. Well, I feel like for you, like you have your investments with the property that you guys did. You have the real estate. All this stuff. And him as well. He's always fucking. He's an accountant, like, by trade. There you go. So he's an accountant. So he looks at all your money, right? My dad's my main accountant, but he dabbles. He dabbles, yeah. And so I'm sure you probably got some money in the stock market. And then you're a single guy. Yeah. Do you own a house yet, or do you have your own house? Or I'm building my house. It'll be ready next year. But I also have, like, he kicked me out my first house I ever bought. Now he made it his house. Yeah. So I go and check though. I go and check and make sure everything's on point. Yeah, he's all your tenant. I was like, hey, motherfucker, make sure this. I pull up. I'm just like. So, but if you truly wanted to right now, you don't need to fight. I'm done. You don't need to fight, right? I could have been done like fucking 3 years ago, probably. Yeah, I see you, but you want to fight. I'm hungry. You're hungry, right? I'm still great at what I'm doing, and I know there's certain things I want to get done in this game that I haven't done yet. Yeah. So I know when it's time to leave, I want to leave and not be the guy that's like, I'm coming back. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, and so you're so far ahead where it's like, there's a lot of people who are in the game of mixed martial arts who will never get to that point where I don't, like when you're 5 years removed from your sport, you're not going to be like, call it a sport just now. Well, I know. Well, I mean, for us, we view it as a sport. Like, we're working hard. Yeah. It's a sport, all that stuff. But like I said, from a fan standpoint, business standpoint, it's not. Yeah. You will be in a place where there's going to be a lot of people who would never be able to attain that, right? And I think that's very important to have. And I feel that I'm in that space now where I don't need to fight. I'm not like looking at my bank account like, fuck, I need to go to... Baby rent's due, Destiny, let's go. I gotta go back. The mortgage, I need to go. But she even said it, she goes, I'll go get a fucking job before you go back and fight. And I was like, oh, wow. I love that. I love that. Oh, well, I gotta give one of these ones. See, this is what I'm saying. That's a real team player. 5, 4, oh shit, my phone. I hit 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a real team player. Like, wait, I will go back and work before you go back and fight. Yeah, because man, chills, bro. Yeah, because there's been times when we wanted to build that big dream house. We want to do all that, but I was like, well, if we build this, I got to fight a couple more years. And she goes, you know what? Maybe we don't need that dream house. Maybe we just, you know, live where we're at right now, and we'll just, you know, when if it's in our plans that God has for us, then it will happen. But right now, like, everybody's healthy, we're good, we can live the way we want to live, and it's perfect. So that's cool. That's question for you guys. Yeah. If you were in, because this whole debate about, you know, motivation and money and whatnot, if you were in John Jones's position, whether to risk, you know, your legacy, everything you've worked hard for, or roll the dice, you know, or roll the dice and fight Espinal. I want to roll them fucking dice. I'm out. I'm gone. I was about to say, if I was in his position, I would have probably done the smart thing, which is after Stipe bounced, or if I prolonged it maybe a few months and I realized, and I just know I'm not gonna fight anymore, I'm not rolling the dice against a guy like that because I'm just like, you don't want to risk it because it's a great legacy, and then if he, God forbid or whatever, if he beats you, then you got to come back and try and fight him again and beat him.
Yeah.
And extend your career for another like 2 years because you're trying to like, you know.
Or if you lose, because you know the Matt Hamill thing was an asterisk, and I think maybe he got that appealed. I'm not sure.
No, it's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there.
But I mean, but like everyone knows it was, you know, he was beating his ass.
Great sport. Great sport.
You know, 'cause I feel like he's like the Michael Jordan of MMA.
Yeah.
Whatever controversies and whatnot, the skills are the skills, and you know, if you want to say, you know, PEDs and whatnot, he was fighting. I mean, fucking
Vitor. Vitor should be, but Vitor ain't even in the conversation. But I think here's my take on that. I agree with you. I think after he fought Stipe, I would love to see him just like, all right, I'm done. But then there is also, like, even after I fought Adriano the third time, I knew I was done, but I didn't want to be that guy like, oh, I'm coming back. At that time, I go quiet. I'm not on social media, oh, I should fight this guy. Nobody was trying to call me out. And so I gave myself a year to like acclimate into like, you know, retired life. And then I knew I was done and I relinquished the belt, I retired, and then called it good. Where for him, and you said it too, like imagine all that money he made between then and now, because it does make a difference when he goes out and the sponsorship tries. I was like, we have the champion John Jones. I think that's why he held on to it for so long.
Of course.
But I think, you know, I personally, as a fan, I would have loved to see him retire. And as an athlete, like in his position, I would have to see him retire after Stipe. Like, hey, I got this name. Because he even said, like, Stipe's a household name.
Yeah.
Tom might be here today, gone tomorrow. So I got that name. I don't need his name.
And the greatest heavyweight.
The greatest heavyweight of all time.
He wanted that name.
He wanted that name, and he should have just, like, he should have, could have, would have.
He did it at MSG as well, which is like the grand.
Yeah,
fight,
right.
You know?
So it's hard, but you know, at the end of the day, I think, and this is me. I always, when people ask me a question, I try to answer it unbiased and all that stuff, right? When we sit here and talk, and even Michael says, he goes, "You know how stupid you sound right now? Like the guy's fucking cheating on PEDs, and you I mean, you'd never cheated before. GSP's Habib," and I'm like, you know, Michael, you are.
Yeah. here's the bus, Michael.
Yeah. No, but it's so it makes me feel like at a certain point when I start looking at dissecting his career, but amazing athlete. You know, he's done some crazy things in his career, and
Well, in the octagon or out of the octagon?
I think a little bit of both.
No, but it's interesting because you hear the fans, you know, chirp and whatnot, but it's different hearing the point of view of actual fighters that do live the life and train and have to go through.
It's hard.
All of that.
I mean, it's fucking hard. I've never made the amount of money John Jones has had. The man doesn't leave the house unless he makes $100,000. He said that himself. And so when I look at the perspective of like when he said, you know, I told the UFC what I wanted a long time ago. Yeah. It's them who's been dragging it on. We don't know. We're basically behind the scenes. They're totally, like, the fans don't know. Behind the scenes, it's a totally different fucking ball game. What happens, right? So for us, from the information we've been given, this is my perception on the whole situation. Fans are gonna agree with me. Fans are gonna say I'm a hater. It's always gonna go back for everybody has their own perception. But for me, I would have loved to see John Jones retire after he fought.
The fans got into his head. That's why in his post-fight speech, he was like, you know, they were booing him, and it was like, do you want to see me fight this guy? You know, Espinal and whatnot. But would you? I mean, everything on the table. Would you have rolled it for $30 million?
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah, bro. Yeah. Even if I wasn't a fighter for $30 million, I'd get my ass kicked for $30 million. Like, yo, fuck it.
And like I said, for $30 million, but I don't know how John Jones' body feels. He's fucking 38. He's not the well-disciplined. I would view him as not the most disciplined athlete, meaning that I'm very disciplined. If I have to do a photo shoot, I'm gonna be fucking shredded. And I'm not even an athlete, right? I don't want to say he lets himself go, but he has a belly on him. Am I lying?
No, you're not. It's just funny you say that.
What?
I know what you mean. You're right. Yeah.
He's not the most disciplined. I view him as like, is he on point with his diet? How does his body feel? Does he feel great? I have no idea what he's going through, right?
Yeah.
So I'm taking that perspective. Like maybe he doesn't need $30 million, right? Yeah. I mean, that's once again like when I say these things. It's not me talking shit. It's me stating the fact. If I showed somebody off the street, like, hey, this is the heavyweight champion, does he look like he's in shape? I always like to think this person has 20/20 vision. He goes, no, that person does not look like he's in shape. Thank you. Okay, let me ask you. Oh, that's John Jones. Of course he's in shape.
Yeah.
Look
at his belly.
You'll come for my black ass. You'll come for me.
But I mean, even that, I think people saying that, he didn't fight, the young up-and-comers as well. I mean, he did fight. I mean, he fought Gunn, who was a younger heavyweight, fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think,
at heavyweight, his resume is not even close to what he was at light heavyweight. Light heavyweight, he went through the gauntlet for years on top.
Light heavyweight, what he's done in there, I acknowledge it. What he's done at heavyweight, I don't acknowledge it next to Tom Aspinall. That's just my personal opinion because he didn't have enough footprint. Like
Have you met Tom?
I have met Tom. Yeah, great guy.
Big dude. Great guy.
Dude. In shape. Like when I got next to him, I was like,
thick.
He's thick. I was like, you're in shape. I was like, fast, light on his toes. He explodes across the void, in and out.
Yeah.
Like, you're in shape. You are a disciplined athlete that is always in shape.
Did you guys train?
We did not train. We wanted to do a mighty journey with him, but it was going to be kind of awkward. Somebody who's like 6,
It'll be fun though.
It would be fun. Yeah, I would love to train with him because he seems like he's in and how like when I trained MVP, I was like, guys, realize he's fucking 6'4". I'm 5'3", trying to get across the void. It's gonna be very, very hard. But yeah, Tom's great, and I think I think the John Jones legacy, it was an amazing legacy. Depending on which way you want to look at it, but for me, when I sit here unbiased and I start peeling back the onions, I'm just like, dog, like.
I think he's gonna come back.
I don't think he is.
I think it's gonna come back. I think he'll do it maybe after whatever happens legally that he has to go through.
Yep.
Then he's just gonna come back after he sees more footage of Tom fight 2 other guys, and then probably get his stock up anyway. And
he'll be 40.
He'll be 40 by then.
He'll do it. It's John Jones. Again, look, me and John, we're cool.
Of course.
I've been a fan. And I think just he's that guy that after the Saragan fight, because I thought like, nah, Saragan's young.
Yep.
He's a guy that can give him problems. And the way he dispatched of him, I was like, okay, I can't doubt this guy anymore. But Tom is a different beast.
1,000%.
I think Tom's a different beast. But I think he'll do it, and the fight will be that much bigger.
1,000%. And that's, I think it's like you said, if it builds up to that point,
it ain't
gonna be 30 million. It might be 50 million.
That's what I'm saying. And then he'll be like, you know what? Fuck it.
I'm
coming back.
Yeah, and like I said, once again, I have nothing but love for John Jones and what he's done in his career, right? But once again, when I have these conversations, I hope I'd rather somebody, if they're gonna talk about me, I'd rather somebody say, nah, man, you ain't the GOAT.
Yeah.
I'd rather somebody tell me in my face, like even Dana White. I'll never forget, we were at a Snoop Dogg concert. And Destiny was up blazing with Snoop Dogg and that shit.
Wait, you were blazing with Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then they're over there blazing. It's me, Dana White. We're talking. He's drinking Bud Light, and I'm sitting there just chilling. And he goes, "You know what? You're not the best pound fighter in the world."
Oh,
and I was like, okay. He goes, "You know who is?" I was like, "Who?" He was like, Conor McGregor. You know why? Because he'll fight anyway. And I was like, guy just got fucking knocked out. What are you talking about?
Well, he said that out of the blue?
He just said, because we were talking. And I think he was trying to negotiate, trying to get me to go up and fight DJ. And I was like, no, just pay me $1 million. But I respect the fact that he told me that in my face.
Yeah.
I'd rather somebody tell me the honest truth about me, how they feel about me in front of my face, instead of giving me flowers in front of my face, right? Like,
and talk shit behind your back.
Talk shit behind my back, right? Like, even for him, like when we were talking at the pool, I was like, dog, why aren't you coming in that motherfucker? Where's that motherfucking clinch, kickboxer? You should be knocking him up. I'd rather tell him that now instead of like, I'm in the back and I'm like, oh man,
should have done this.
He should have did this, right? I'd rather tell him that face because I feel you see the true character of the person in front of each other, right? So everybody out there, like if I was in front of John Jones, like, dog, what the fuck happened to Pete? What's that Pete Graham doing? He goes, it was a wild fucking night. It was a wild night, right? I'd rather do that and have that conversation and that interaction with somebody than approach it scared, like, oh, John, and who knows?
But I think he'll respect you enough that he'll listen to what you have to say.
I would hope.
If not, it holds weight. He should.
Yeah.
He better.
Yeah. But I hope the best for him. I hope, if he does decide to come back, my black ass will be by the table.
I'm gonna watch it.
Watching.
I'm gonna watch it.
Same with Tom Aspinall. I'm excited for him to see what he does in the heavyweight division, get that
Who's
division.
Who's he gonna fight next?
Who do you think he fights next?
I mean, I love to see Jalton Almeida.
Okay.
I think that'll be a fresh fight. Sirgan, I think.
Sirgan will be fun. I think it'll be a good fight. New age style, 2 really fast athletic heavyweights.
Yes.
That would be Cyril's. How many title shots has Cyril had?
Yeah.
he was getting title shots. Like he even turned one down because he was doing a movie.
Yeah.
Because he like
it's on Netflix right now. I seen it on. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I seen it on Netflix.
Hey, this motherfucker supposed to be fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see Jailton Almeida. I think it'll be a good fight. And then whoever, I just want to see Tom Aspinall get active.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's one thing that I loved about when you were fighting. Is like you were so active. Like you were just fighting and fighting. So I got more.
I didn't care, bro. I was like, every time you fight and you're a champion, you're risking everything. Every fucking thing. And most guys wouldn't do that. They just want to hold on to that and just protect it for as long as possible, then fight twice a year.
Yep.
I was like, give me that guy, give me that guy.
Yep.
And I was always like, even when Dana, and I said this recently on a pod, I was like, Dana tried to tell me with the Sean Strickland fight, it's like, yo, kid, you've got millions, relax. But I was just like, nah, I want to fight on this side of the country.
Do you think, so here's a question for you. Do you think there comes a point in time where, like, you have millions, you don't need to fight? Is there ever a point in time where you're like, do you ever think to yourself, like, why am I, like, for me, I always tell people, I was like, man, like, when I look at Sean, I'm like, he's got millions, he doesn't need to fight anymore. And I was like, why not just ride off in the sunset? Like, why not just jump in your car and your brother just,
I'm still good at what I do. I surprise myself sometimes in the gym.
But just because you're good at what you do doesn't mean you have to do it.
Do you ever get the itch? Because he always talks about the itch.
I got the itch right now. I'm fucking with you. Got him on them fights, man. Hey, yo, Stricky.
Yeah.
Hey, you got them fights, man. I'm ready.
I feed that itch by doing jiu-jitsu.
That's okay, yeah.
I feed that itch because it's...
So that's your thing.
That's my thing. It's hard. It's very, very hard,
I would
right?
say that. Like, after fighting, I say I need something that's going to make me feel like I'm going to die every few months.
Yeah.
So I have a plan.
I don't think I want that problem.
You got kids, and also you have destiny.
Yes.
I don't have kids that I know of yet.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
I need something that's gonna make me feel like the adrenaline. And
yes.
Again, I'm a crazy dude.
Yeah.
There
you go.
So I need something. But when I have kids, or if I do have kids, then I think that might change.
Yeah.
But I want to do Spain, running with the bulls.
Okay.
I want to go South Africa, swim with the great whites, the sharks, that is.
Yeah.
I want to...
Great whites? Like, come on, bunnies, come on, snow bunnies, let's go, come on.
Let's go swimming. My bro, what kind, my bro? Let's go swimming. No, but I want to do certain things that I feel like just gonna make me feel that way. But jiu-jitsu will be fun. I want to get my black belt. That'll be cool. But I just need something.
Yeah.
I just know, because I can't. This is why people come back, because then they need that itch.
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't do it for the fame. That's why I say when I'm done, I'm done. But
you got the fame, you got the money, right? So that's where I applaud you, because I've never been that thrill seeker, right? Yes. And that's why I like to ask athletes. I'm like, when you see them, and I'm like, man, they got everything. And for me, I was like, okay, I think I'm done. Like I'm done. Yeah. When I look at a guy like you, I look at Sean O'Malley, there's something that's keeping you guys there, where you guys have got everything that a lot of people want. Like
I'm still great at it right now, though. That's the thing.
So you are. Yes, you are great at it. And like I said,
but like what you said, I have to think about it now. I have to go back and be like, doesn't mean I have to.
Yeah. It's almost like, I'm not gonna go there. How am I gonna say it? Okay.
Say it.
No. I was like, just because you got a 12-inch dick doesn't mean you be a fucking porn star and just keep fucking. He's like, I got big dick. I gotta get. I don't have to, but I could if I want.
I drop it on him once in a while.
So for me, when I look at like an athlete in your stance, or Sean O'Malley, or even John Jones, or you just look at the list of guys who've Conor McGregor is like, there's no point for him to come back. There's true. This man's on a fucking yacht going left and right, but maybe he's like, I need that. It's like, is he feeding that itch? And so that's a question I've never got to ask somebody in your position. Like, just because you're.
But that's why I remove myself, and I don't attach myself to this fighting thing. And like I always say, fighting isn't everything.
Yeah.
There's more to life than fighting.
Yeah, 1,000%. So
that way, when I'm done, I'm done. And I have to come back to get validated from this.
Gotcha.
Question about the last topic, because one thing you hear about from some of the new champions is like, how do guys like, Izzy and Volk, or even Alex do it with being active as a champion and defending multiple times? Because one thing Volk said as he was doing it is like, not every camp is going to go well. You might be banged up, for example, the Strickland one. Or like, it happens, you come into fights, niggly, but you have to go out there and fight. Like, what was your worst training camp that you had that, you were so banged up, but like, I'm here, I got to do it?
I would say the first Adriano fight, it was horrible. COVID-19, everything was shut down.
You had COVID?
No. But there was nothing was open. Like our training partners consisted of 3 people.
Oh wow.
That was it. It was like me, Matt, James, and Tony. You removed myself. So
just lockdown in there.
Just lockdown, right?
But physically.
Oh, physically.
Because even like Volk, for example, he had something with his elbow before he had surgery. He couldn't even fully extend his.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I remember when I fought, when I was about to fight Ray Borg for the first time, I had a groin issue, and I remember cutting weight, and I made it to the fight. I remember cutting weight, and then Hunter called Matt and goes, "Hey, tell DJ to stop cutting weight," and I was like, "What?" And then he was like, "Yeah, you gotta stop cutting weight," and I was like, "Fuck!" And I was like, I made it to the fight, injured, like a groin issue, and I was ready to fucking run it. And then it's like, now I got to because you know what it's like. You get to a fight camp, you get to fight week, and you're cutting weight. The day, go through all the press conference, all that stuff. You're fucking, all right, here we go. You've done all the dieting. All right, let's get the last, 6 pounds off. You start hitting pads, and you get a phone call, and you're injured, and it's like, oh, we got to postpone the fight. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You did all that shit.
All that shit for nothing.
Injured.
And then, and I didn't get paid.
That's what I was like,
Matt was like, Matt was like, how about we, you give some, they gave my Reebok money because I did all the, the Reebok policy, which was, so I got $40K. Then they booked it 4 weeks, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks later.
So let's cut weight again.
Yeah, so I had to cut weight again. And then I went into that camp already fresh and injured. So it's like, but that's part of the sport of mixed martial arts.
Have the groin healed better?
No, because I went right back into camp to train. Yeah. Right? I mean,
how's your mental?
I never been mental was fine. I feel like mentally I'm pretty.
You weren't concerned
I'm pretty fucking crazy.
It wasn't like a thing in the back of your head, like
Nah. Like even when I cut weight, like I'll wake up and I was like, oh, you got 8.5 pounds. Like I'm not giving anybody my fucking money. Even though it's a little bit of money, I'm not giving anybody money. But I've always been back to the context. I think him, Volk, were a different breed, along with myself, Aldo, the guys who are active as champion, and Alex Volkanovski, Usman. Yeah, I mean, yep. I always said this, like when I did my 11, I moved away from the UFC. I felt the people who were going to break my streak was you, Usman, Valentina Shevchenko, Amanda Nunes. Those were the 4 that I felt were going to break my consecutive title defense streak. But you guys are just so active, and you guys were fighting every fucking time. So,
yeah. Last thing, I'll just put a little Easter egg in there before we swap ahead to UFC X.
Oh, the X.
I would say because we just had Hall of Fame week, and you don't go to UFC events because that's where they like to announce that so and so is going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It would be good if they gave Michael a little word. So the next invitation, because I mean you deserve to be.
Yeah, because who was I talking to? I was like, wait, DJ's not in the Hall of Fame. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Especially because you've been away from the UFC now for how long? But even me, I'm like, when I first saw it, I was like, I'm too young to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. But for this fight, I was like, I'll take it because it was me and Kelvin.
And it was a banger fucking fight.
Yeah. So I think you of all people should be in the Hall of Fame, bar none.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And when they do the invitation, I'll probably accept it. And my wife was like, hey, you know, she's very good about like giving me a different viewpoint to look at certain situations. And usually she says the right words, and I end up, succumbing to those words. So yeah, I would love to be, when it happens, it happens. But I would love to be in the UFC Hall of Fame because that's what's taken the sport of mixed martial arts to next level. There hasn't been another company to be able to do it. I mean, I never forget, I was playing fucking CSGO, which is a first-person shooter game on Steam. Whole bunch of fucking nerds. And I was like, man, you guys know who Demetrious Johnson is? They're like, who the fuck is that? And then I go, what about Conor McGregor? Of course. You think I've been living on a fucking rock? I'm like,
I see, yeah.
I mean, the UFC's taking it to this level all around the world. So hopefully one day, and then etch my name in the history books along with this great gentleman.
All right, sign us out, boys.
Yo, well, it is what it is. DJ Mighty Mouse Johnson, the greatest mixed martial artist of all time, and also one of the nicest humans and most, how would I even put the word? I want to say, just a GC.
What's GC?
A good.
Greatest, yeah. Okay, I love it.
Say
the
it.
Best.
Good.
Hey.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah.
Good.
No, trust me. When I was in, my dad, he's English, and so over there they say, you like, it doesn't. See how my wife just goes, and I'm like, but
that's what they say.
That's what they say, and I respect that, right? Just because we're in America and we don't say those words, I'm gonna say, oh, you can't say those words. I'm like, no, man, like I have no problem with that. Like it's so when you guys, that's one thing I love. Like this, you're like this fucking that, and I'm like, go ahead, do your thing. Right. You're right. But people are like, he can't say. I was like, he's from a different part of the world. Yeah. That's how they talk. I'm not gonna say you can't say that here. That's for me. Somebody else might say it different, but for me,
you gotta respect it.
Yeah, I just.
But still, the greatest, DJ Mighty Mouse Johnson. Hey guys, what's up? Izzy here. Like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoy this video.